I
is Dylan
apologize.
Secchi.
Dylan Secchi is in the lead. I apologize. Wolfgang Wildenauer has fallen back to 5th currently. I apologize. I said that back. And Dylan's big trouble for the number 9 of Christopher Spencer and the number 54 of Dalton Baldwin. 2 huge racers getting in a huge accident. We're going to have to see a replay of that. As he's pulling up a replay, in my mind, I saw what happened, and the 9 and the 54 get into each other, and it's hard to tell unless you get a perfect view, but it looks like the 9 gets up into the 54 just enough, but the speed that they're carrying, guys, it just sends the 54 up into the wall so hard, and then you just couldn't imagine the impact. The 9 then gets loose, heads up into the wall, nose first. I mean, that is a tremendous accident. I know the 9 has to feel terrible because it just literally all boils down to him getting up into the 54, and that's got to be tough. That's got to be really hard for Christopher Spencer and the FedEx Chevrolet to swallow there. And with running for the championship, that hurts. Not to say he can't rebound, but it's going to be hard after that. That was one heck of a hit, Kane. What do you think?
I think it caught me sneezing. I think that Christopher feels horrible about that. He just got up there just a little too much and just barely caught him, but it was just enough to send him face first into the wall and cause a big mess. So.
Oh yeah, and I want to say that, put that out there. You could tell this was definitely not intentional. I mean, this was definitely not intentional. So I don't want anybody to think he has to feel terrible. I know that the 9, it's not like he just dove into anybody. This literally, he barely got into him, and that happened because of the tremendous speeds they're carrying. He barely got into him, but you saw what happened when you get into somebody at those speeds. That's the result.
Yeah, high speeds in these cars can definitely be hard to control sometimes. You just get a little bit loose and go up the track just a little bit more than what you intended to and make a little bit of contact, and it can be devastating.
Yeah, and that's what we saw there. And moving forward in the race, we're getting near. We'll be at halfway at lap 60, and of course we'll do a rundown as we always do at the halfway point in the race. But it's going to be fun to see how these guys can hang on out there, because this is, you guys see it right now. This is definitely tough task for these guys. It seems that we're not even halfway, and every car is a little bit banged up so far. We've had some really aggressive racing. So some of the guys got to be smart just to stay alive. I think one of the best places might be out front. If you can find a way to stay out front, then nobody's going to get into you unless you just slow up and let the second position guy get into you. So that's just the only thing that I can think of as the safest place to be. And Justin, excuse me. The points standings are really close right now. Justin Page, I'm trying to get it from race control there. As soon as they let me know the exact points on how they run, it's 26 points from Justin Page is in front, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me, Dalton Baldwin is in the lead. I apologize. Over Malik Ray and Justin Page by 26 points. That's what it is. Chris Ostrander by 30 and Jeff Coe, excuse me.
There we've got the nice on-screen display there. Dalton's in the lead there.
Yeah,
And
there we go.
Malik Ray's 26 points down, as well as Justin Page. Those guys are tight in this battle, so got one lap to
And we're
green.
going to green, Kane. 1 to go. Want to give a big shout out to the admins who've helped this far in the season. Big shout out to them. Page, big guy, Justin Page, really helping out. And Sean Giroux, who is not here, but thanks to him as well. And guys, as we're getting ready on this final restart, going to be fun to watch Dylan Secchi in first and in second, Malik Ray. Malik Ray has started on the outside pole several of these restarts and has done a fantastic job up there on the outside. It's really hard on a mile and a half to start on the outside, but he's done a fantastic job to this point. So look for that number 1 car to get out to a great start. The number 19 of Justin Page has done a great job on these restarts as well, Kane.
Yeah, he has.
And as we're getting ready for the pace car to go down pit road, let's get get your hands up, folks. It's time to get this thing started. Can't wait to get this race started as we are currently. We'll be 47 on lap 47 once the green flag waves.
Dylan Secchi in the lead over Malik Ray. Malik is putting the pressure on him. You might be needing to go back forward just a little bit there, JD. It sounds like you might be delayed by about half a lap or so.
Yep, thank you very much. We got that issue fixed now.
After going back to watch some of these incidents, it's tough to remember to go back forward. I've done that about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Malik going down to the inside now of the Dylan Secchi, and looks like he's going to get the pass made.
Still side by side as Malik Ray trying to take the inside. He's got the low group, but going a little faster is the 93 of Dylan Secchi, who's able to maintain the lead. Good job heading down the back stretch, Kane.
Yeah, that was a great job. I got a little bit ahead of myself there as Malik had to have that lower line, which tends to be a little bit slower. I should have waited to see, but Malik is definitely putting the pressure on, and seeing that car so close in the rearview mirror could force a mistake. But it looks like Dylan's on his A game, and he gets around. He's
Trouble
the wall.
for Dylan Secchi. Oh, he gets into the number 11 too, Kane. That's going to be rough as Dylan Secchi gets into the number 11 of Ryan Oates in the Red Bull Chevrolet. What a tough accident, as that will bring out the caution. Man, tell us what happened, Kane. You saw it right as it was happening.
Well, man, this track has just proven to be tough for these guys. Just a little slippery. Hard to find some grip on this track tonight. Yeah, he just got a little loose, and it went around, and right in front of traffic. There was nowhere for some of those guys to go.
Yeah, looking at Dylan Secchi right there in the number 93 Sirius XM Chevrolet right there. He just got a little loose, Kane. He had the lead, or had everything going his way. The back end steps out on him, and there was nothing he could do to save it. He literally tried to, and that just didn't happen. So that's just really tough. Looks like we're going to bring John Joyce in to talk a little bit with us. Hey, John Joyce here with us. How you doing?
Hey, we're good.
All right, and this is driver of the number 66, John Joyce. Been watching a little bit. It's been a crazy race, a lot of caution so far. It looks like the strategy to this point's got to be try to stay safe as we're almost to the halfway point. Looks like we just got to try to stay safe and wait for that long green run to hit.
That's pretty much what we're doing, just keeping fresh tires on it, full of fuel, and staying in the back.
Yeah, that's probably about the best decision you make to this point. But we're keeping a close eye on you, and really want to thank you for stopping in and talking with us. Watching you head down pit road right now. Hopefully, get fresh tires, get in that out of there at a good time, and great luck here on the second half of the race, buddy. Thanks for talking with us. We really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, and I want to thank Ford Motor Company and the Joyce Racing for building such great engines.
There you go. Thank you very much. That's John Joyce, everybody driver of the number 66 STP Farmland Ford Fusion. Thank you, John. And Kane, that is always good to talk to the drivers. Always a treat when we get to talk to them. And I want to say one more time, this is the Pioneer Valley Karting 120. And that is the indoor karting. That's got to be just an awesome place to go check out, the Pioneer Valley Indoor Karting 120. And currently on lap number 52, we will be at our halfway point. We'll be at that halfway mark in 8 laps time, and at that time I will do a current rundown of how the guys currently run halfway to go in this ever so challenging chase battle, Kane.
It's been a tough race. Las Vegas has proven to not have very much grip for these drivers, and they've really struggled to keep it on the track, some of them, and keep it pointing in the right direction. So I'm really anxious to see how the rest of this goes. It's really shaken up the field quite a bit.
Yeah, it really has the task, and I really like what John Joyce said there, driver of the number 66 STP Ford Fusion car. And we just talked to him, and he was telling us how he's just staying at the back and kind of waiting his turn to head towards the front. And I think that's about the best strategy you can have, unless you're able to get out front and stay up there. That's probably the best bet for now, because it just seems that the guys are having a really tough time here at Las Vegas. I told you at the beginning of the race, this is not your typical, you call it a cookie cutter if you want to, but Las Vegas is one of the fastest tracks on the entire NASCAR circuit. And when you get here, and you know, it's kind of like Atlanta, except for Atlanta's got a lot more banking than Las Vegas, so you're carrying those speeds without that banking. So when you get loose, you're gone. There's no, you know, you've seen it several times. You're gone. There's no recovering. I mean, even the best of the best cannot recover these cars when they get the back end sideways like that. So it's really tough. They're going to have to tuck in, and you know, they're going to have to give it that tough push towards to get to the front near the end. So I think the guys that are hanging near the back and trying to wait this thing out, I think that's the right call. Now, it could be the wrong call. We'll see. It's going to be fun to see how things work out here as we get ready to close this thing out. But we're not even to the second half yet. We're still at the first half of the race. Pace car is currently out. As soon as she goes down, we'll head to green. Looks like maybe 1 to go. And as soon as we get that, we'll let you guys know, as always. And can't wait to head back to green.
Looks like Greg Elliott's made his way back up to the front after a pretty big incident earlier on, and looks like he's got his car fixed back up and has managed to, through strategy, get his way back up to the front.
Yeah, Greg Elliott, if you're looking out there, he's in the number 43 STP Pepsi Ford Fusion. And good to see him. Greg Elliott is currently running in the chase, and want to see a good result from Greg Elliott. And he's doing a good job to get up to 4th position. Like I said, it's going to be, I think about another driver that's just been staying at the front is Malik Ray in the number 1 Chevrolet. He really has stayed up front, and him and Justin Page. We've seen Justin Page in the number 19 stay out. We've seen him get to the front. We saw him and the 43 Greg Elliott have that awesome battle earlier in the race, Kane. And with Elliott in 4th and Justin Page in 2nd, they'll be starting right behind one another. That's going to be fun to watch on this restart.
Yeah, I can't argue that. It's been a good race so far between Justin Page, and Wolfgang even has been right in there with that group. So it's definitely going to be a good run here.
All right, here we go out here on the restart, guys. The number 19 trying to catch up. Number 1 of Malik Raid in the